Say good morning to our listeners, those of you via Classic Radio, 105.5, 105.9, those of you via GBN TV, whether you're viewing channel 711 or channels 20, good morning and welcome. Saying good morning also to our social media audience, wherever you're at around the world. Thanks for being with us. Welcome to the mid-morning buzz here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. I'm your host, GT. I'll be around with you for the next few minutes. We have some guests with me this morning, and we're inside Cooperative Spotlight this morning. And with me, we have Miss Meryl, I get it right, Miss Meryl, Phillip, Sylvester, Meryl, and Miss Suzanne Hood Williams with me this morning. I want to say good morning to both of you and welcome to the mid-morning buzz here on Classic Radio and GBN TV.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to all your listeners and viewers.
All right. Welcome back to this morning. Last week I had two other gentlemen who need to be part of Cooperative Spotlight this morning, and today is a bit of a continuation in terms of the conversation. Now let's get off. Let's get an introduction of your name. Well, we already did that, so I guess it's not necessary. But state your role in the Department of Cooperatives to me. Who's going to take that up?
Okay. So, my name is Meryl Phillip Sylvester, aka Meryl.
Meryl.
Okay? So, I'm the Registrar of Cooperatives. I have been in that position in an acting capacity since 2016.
All right.
So my responsibility is to manage the staff of the department. We have a complement of 6 of us right now.
Right.
And all of what you are going to hear today with respect to the roles and responsibility and function of the Department of Cooperatives fall under my purview as Registrar acting.
Okay. Now give us a brief overview of the Department of Cooperative. When and why was it established, and the legislation used to regulate the cooperative society?
Okay, so to begin, the cooperative movement in Grenada, it dates back to the mid-1940s. In fact, in 1946, the first cooperative union was formed among civil servants. So from the very inception, it survived without registration and very little supervision.
Okay.
However, in 1955, the Cooperative Societies Ordinance was passed, but a Department of Cooperative was not established until the year 1957. But it was only in 1958 the department was conferred upon the responsibility to regulate all cooperative societies.
All right.
But by 1995, the legislation that was governing the cooperative movement at the time was viewed as outdated and obsolete and ineffective. But around that same time, there was this regional cooperative management plan for the OECS that was being developed by the Eastern Caribbean Economic Management Program, or ECAM program. So that plan endeavored to promote the institutional strengthening of all OECS cooperative departments. So the plan received the approval from the government of Grenada, and subsequently the plan was developed into a project, and Grenada was used as a pilot site for the project. So the goal of that project was to promote financial sector reform in the OECS by strengthening and expanding the credit union sector, right? So the ECAM project, it made a positive impact on the cooperative movement within the OECS and especially in Grenada. And it gave rise to new and improved legislation as well as policies, for the regulation of all cooperative societies. So through the involvement of the ECAM project, the government established the following legislation for the regulation of all cooperative societies. So first there was the Cooperative Societies Act number 20 of 1996 and the Cooperative Societies Act number 2 regulations SRO 63 of 1997. So with that new and improved legislation in place, the department was restructured in preparation for carrying out its new rules and function. Right, so we had job descriptions being reclassified and staff positions were upgraded, of course with commensurate remuneration, and the staff receive intense training locally, regionally, and internationally in preparation for carrying out the new rules and function. But by the year 2007, the government of Grenada established a statutory body for the cooperative sector with responsibility for the regulation of credit unions and other non-bank financial institutions. So with the establishment of that institution, that is GAFIN, the responsibility of the Department of Cooperative was severely curtailed. So now we are only responsible for regulating the producer service type or the non-financial cooperative society. But on April 6, 2011, there was this new OECS harmonized legislation, that is the Cooperative Societies Act number 8 of 2011. Yeah, that was passed by the government of Grenada in order to increase regulation and supervision of all cooperative society. So that Cooperative Societies Act number 8 of 2011 is used to regulate both the financial as well as the non-financial cooperatives. Yeah? So that act replaced the Cooperative Societies Act number 20 of 1996, which was repealed by the passing of the Gaffin Act in 2007. So the passing of that new harmonized legislation now, it contributed to the development of the cooperative movement in Grenada. And in so doing, the government ensured that the movement was safe, sound, effectively regulated and managed. So the movement now was repositioned to make valuable contribution to the development of the national economy.
Okay, let me ask you this question. It's not one of the questions that we have entitled to ask, but how important it is for cooperatives to be regulated? Anybody want to take that up?
How important? Yes, you must have some laws in place because cooperative is a business, right? You just don't want to leave them hanging there because they are a business, it is their own. So then leave them hanging. You must have laws in place to protect them, protect the members, and so protect your business. So I'm saying it is very important to have that law, and that is the Cooperative Societies Act number 8 of 2011.
Okay.
Although we are in the process of revising it, so there are other things that will be added, some will be changed, to accommodate those cooperatives. It is very important because, a lot of things could happen within the business, which you don't want, and I mean, there is law, there is court, there is people, you could, what do you call it again? You can bring somebody to court.
Okay.
You have legal, yes, it's a legal entity.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So you must have that law to protect.
Now tell me, what are the roles and function of the departments of cooperatives?
Well, the role and function, it's a lot.
Well, I hope you could. We only in for 15 minutes.
Yes, I know. And
so,
almost
so let's see how the most important part you could throw at us this morning.
The main roles or responsibilities we have is to administer the Cooperative Societies Act and the regulation. These, and you just asked the question. These are the tools that are used to work with all cooperatives, whether it's the financial or the non-financial cooperatives. We use that act to work with them. We lead and manage.
Yes.
Our department lead and manage the regulatory process, and we have a procedures manual for registration. We do the registration, not the Supreme Court or registry. The registration is done at our office, which the registrar would sign off on for all cooperatives. We have the benefits. We use the benefits. We tell people about the benefits of forming a cooperative. Yes, there are challenges, but we see the first way. Yeah, while you go along, you will face the challenge, but we are there to assist. We have the conditions. Yeah, we have step-by-step guide to guide you along in forming a cooperative. We help establish the producer service type, meaning that we want to form the group. We tell you as much as we give you enough education. We inform you of the different things that will be taking place when you start this group, when you have formed this group to establish that business entity. Also, as I said before, we register.
Okay.
I said it before I even come to it, but we register all cooperatives, the non-financial producer service type cooperatives. What we also do, we try as much as possible to reach and impact the whole country, to let them know what cooperative is all about. Yeah, we promote them. We promote cooperative as a viable business. We create proper channels to enhance and develop all cooperatives. continuous education. Once a cooperative is being formed, registered, and so we educate and train. Also, we do advisory. We advise them on certain things. They may want to know if we can do that, why we shouldn't do that, and so we give advice and settling disputes. Yes, we know that we always deal with people. People have different mindsets, opinions, and all these things. So when the dispute comes in, we make sure that we do it together with the act, all right, the law. Make sure that the law is involved. The function. We do the functions by registering. I go again registering. We gazette it. Yeah, even if a cooperative is not functioning and they have to close down or dissolve, that's what we do also. We inspect, we monitor, we supervise, regulate, we assess. And all these things come, we go through your business. It is not, some people look at it as if you say every time they want to come and see what's going on, but it's not that. We want to make sure
that you're along the right track.
Yes, and that the members are protected.
All right.
It's I would call it is a covering. Yeah, we cover you, make sure that you go along with the law. There are just two little things I want to say here. They must do a bylaw. Must have a bylaw.
Once you're forming a cooperative, you must have a bylaw.
Yes, you must have a bylaw. This is what binds them together. Okay. Because there's a set of rules that we want each and every person to hold on to. You must know your rules of your cooperative. Okay. We lead and manage. And also, in cases where cooperatives fail, we have that nice little space that we use in case if we realize that they're going down the wrong way, we can pull them up by giving them somebody to manage them, a receiver manager that we would call. We manage them in that way. If we notice that things are not going too right, pull them back up, get them back together on their feet.
So it's like the Department of Corporate also offer a bit of a managerial services for cooperatives also.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Great.
With the law. With the law. We can't go out of the law. We must stay within the laws.
All right.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. If a cooperative is one, what are the key benefits that could be derived from forming a cooperative?
Wow.
Is it?
Yeah, the key benefits to at least 4 persons, 4 categories, sorry, to the individual, yes, to the community, to the membership, and to our country. These all come together. To the individual, you have that motivation. You can be together with persons. You socialize. It's supposed to be a group of cooperation.
It's a way of harmonizing
things. Yes. We're coming together to do this thing. Let us do it together. And it's all about membership, care. You take care of your members, making sure that everyone is satisfied. And even though they're grumbling, you still have a little sympathy with them. You say, okay, we will do this, we'll try and do that. So, and it's to the community also. The benefits is like you must have some sort of community part in the whole aspect of forming the business.
All right.
Yeah, must see about your community, even if it's older people.
So is that part of the bylaws that when you form a cooperative, the community that it is established from, you must provide or give back to the community in some sort?
Well, no, it's not really in your bylaws, but you have objectives which you want to go to. You understand? You form objectives, yeah,
and give them back to your community.
Yes, you can give back to them. Okay. Well, there are many ways in which you can do that. Yeah, in many ways you can do that. Give back to your community, give back to your members, So they are there.
All right. Anything final you want to put in there, Ms. Phillip?
I wanted to just add just a little. I know the time is.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
So we also have the power to issue guidelines. So of course, after consultation with the Cooperative Society, we would offer guidelines with respect to prudential standards that are to be observed by cooperative societies in order to ensure the soundness and the safety of the funds. Also guidelines with respect to the management and the investment of funds as well, and prudential guidelines in respect to anti-money laundering and the combating of terrorism financing. Yes, so Ms. Williams spoke about bylaws a while ago, so we also register amendments to bylaws.
Okay.
So a cooperative may want to have a name change, or they may want to change the qualifying conditions for membership. So
That's
after
where you guys steps in and give them the information
so
to
after
follow.
the procedure is complete, it has to be registered at our office as well.
Right. Anything final before we take a wrap this morning?
I want to say a little final. I want to have a public announcement. Take piece of our minutes. International Day of Cooperatives 2023 is right around the corner.
Yes.
The United Nations International Day of Cooperatives is celebrated annually on the first Saturday in July. So this year it's on the 1st of July and the first Saturday, right? The theme for this year is Cooperatives, Partners for Accelerated Sustainable Development. So we're asking persons on that day, well, more information will be given as it comes closer.
So anyone who's part of a cooperative, they are welcome to participate?
Yes, you are welcome to participate. This cooperative movement is one of the world's oldest and largest business networks, and was first endorsed for sustainable development goals and organized as partner in achieving these goals. So we're inviting persons to call us or call the league at 435-8779, and the league is 440-2903. All right, so it's International Day coming up very soon. And I would like to close with to say, cooperatives, the way to go. Your choice, your chance, and your business.
All right. So I want to thank both of you once again for sharing information this morning here on the Corporate Spotlight, all being part of the mid-morning buzz here on GBN. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Hey, folks, that's where we take a wrap for today's program of the mid-morning buzz here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Join us again for another edition. Have yourself a good day, folks. That's where we say goodbye.